What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Pokey Office. My name is Colin. We're going back to basics, looking at the 12-month graphs of everything, starting at Chilling Reign all the way through to where Mega Evolution is right now. In terms of booster boxes, obviously Mega Evolution doesn't have a 12-month graph yet, but all this talk about a crash is just absolutely ridiculous. If you actually look at the longer-term growth, Pokemon has unprecedented growth over the last year. It's ridiculous. The numbers speak for themselves, so let's get started. First, we're going to talk about a couple pre-orders, only one actually. So Phantasmal Flames, we're literally less than a month away from the next Mega Evolution set. 14th of November, 2025. Current market price on TCG Player is $324. Now, if you look at Mega Evolution, started high and it kept coming down as Wave 1 hit, as Wave 2 is hitting right now. So I'd expect Phantasmal Flames to come down from $324, but there's orders happening. And, it's got that Charizard card. Who knows how far this set will go, but I expect it to come down further from that. Then we'll start back in Sword and Shield era. This is where you've made unprecedented growth if you've had these booster boxes for the long hold. So just a year ago, all of these graphs were from Collector. I thought the graphs look really nice. And the numbers are very, very similar. I cross-referenced them with TCG Player as well. So Chilling Reign, November 2024 was $220.97. Now it's $558.63. 153% growth on your money, which is crazy. And all this talk about crash, you're going to see this a lot. It's like a staircase. Lots of people talk about this. Flat, big rise, maybe down a little bit, and then flat, big rise, maybe down a little bit, flat, big rise, maybe down a little bit. What's coming next? There's going to be another big rise at some point in time. So next we have Evolving Skies, kind of similar. We have a little bit of flat, big rise, a little bit of flat, big rise, a little bit of flat, and then kind of a big rise again. This one's up 217% growth. So started at 760, it's 270% above that now at $2,409. No crash. Okay, Fusion Strike, this one has grown substantially. Started at $221 a year ago. Now it's up to $916, a 314% growth, which, man, you're tripling your money in a year. It's crazy. Brilliant Stars, very similar staircase-looking graph, up 183%, so you've almost 2x'd your money. 2x, it's actually 3x, right? Because 100% is your 2xing your money, 200% is your 3xing your money. So it's actually even more insane than sometimes the numbers are understood. Astral Radiance has done quite well, up 136%, so more than doubled, up to $405. Then we're on to Lost Origin, which has done very, very well, especially the last couple months, up to $808, a 256% gain. Silver Tempest, this one has seen the biggest crash, so to speak, but it's still up 194% over the last year. So if you just take a step back, you shouldn't be looking at the graphs on a daily basis. That's crazy talk. You should be setting it and forgetting it for a long time to do really well in the Pokemon investing space. Crown Zenith, everyone thought this was overprinted. It was going to go nowhere, and it was. It was on the shelves for a long time, but now, man, I wish I still had way more Crown Zenith. I don't have any left, which just sucks, but my bad, and I'm gonna regret it. So up 325%. You could get this for so cheap a year ago. Not anymore. $224 for an Elite Trainer box. Then we're on to Scarlet and Violet era, and this has not done as good as Sword and Shield era, but it's also way newer than Sword and Shield era. So what do you expect? Sword and Shield era, and we'll talk about this afterwards, but you can still buy some of these Sword and Shield boxes for very close to similar prices as Scarlet and Violet boxes, which is kind of crazy. Scarlet and Violet up 144%. A box that's still in rotation currently, up 144%, is very unprecedented, and it's just been a straight trend line up, which is crazy. Paldea Evolved has been one of the biggest performing Scarlet and Violet sets, started at $133.94. Pokemon moves so fast, sometimes it's easy to get into the tunnel vision, but man, this set only a year ago was $133 for a booster box. It has happened very, very quickly. So it's good to take a step back and look at what has happened in the past. The Obsidian Flame's done very well, up to $333. That's 178% gain. 151. The King is up 320% for an Elite Trainer box, up to $406 now for an Elite Trainer box, which is really crazy. for something that's, 2 years old. It came out September 22nd, 2023. Crazy stuff. Paradox Rift, the hated set, the one that started tanking Pokemon, and it's up 165%. You could get this box for $100. You could get this box for actually sub $90 for a time, and now it's up to $275, even though it has come back down. It was up to like $320 not very long ago. Okay, so crash. Paldean Fates, done extremely well. It's the biggest up green percentage that I have on today's presentation, up to $283. Man, this is also one of my biggest regrets. I had like 30 Paldean Fates Elite Trainer boxes, and I mean, they were easy enough to move, but it was cheap. And I don't have any left. So it is what it is, right? Temporal Forces, just a straight trend line up. This set didn't hit home either. It was meh at best, and now people want it, and people are paying the price for it, up to $266, 131% increase. Twilight Masquerade has been a little bit more of a bumpy road, but it's up to $324.95 US, up 95%. And now we're into kind of like the newer stuff. We're not seeing as big a gains, but these sets are less than 2 years old. Like, some of them are going to be less than a year old. I used the wrong picture for this Shrouded Fable box, but this is the graph for the regular Shrouded Fable Elite Trainer box. Started at $81.81. No one wanted it. No one wanted it. No one wanted it. And then it just spiked. Now it's coming back down. That's probably the biggest crash you're going to see on the graphs today. But what do you expect? It's Shrouded Fable. Stellar Crown has just steadily increased over the last year, up to $280. No one seems to talk about Stellar Crown. It's not the most brilliant set in the world, but maybe those are the sleeper ones, like Stellar Crown, Journey Together, Surging Sparks, even things that people don't talk about necessarily because there's other hyped sets that are getting talked about. Speaking of Surging Sparks, it's been a little bit of a bumpy road, but pre-orders for this started off cheap, and then right quick they shot up, and this is when the boom started in Pokemon, right here in between November and December 2024. And then it's kind of just been up and down, stagnant, up to almost $300 there. Now it's down to $257, but overall you could pre-order this for like relatively cheap in the grand scheme of things, and then it went up. Now it's $257 for Surging Sparks Booster Box. Prismatic Evolutions, this one was funny because it gave me a year-long graph, but it only came out in January 17th, so that was right around here. It started at $133-ish, somewhere in there, and now it's just kind of been up and down. But just think about this. How much has Prismatic Evolutions been reprinted? There's been Costco drops, there's been Walmart drops, there's been local game store drops, distribution drops, Pokemon Center drops, all the things of Prismatic Evolution still holding strong. This set is not even a year old yet, and they cannot bring the price down further. This is supposed to be like, I think a $60, $70 box should be down here. It's nowhere even close. So there's a hunger for Prismatic Evolution that is not being stopped anytime soon. Journey Together, this one actually gave me a slightly lesser graph. So it came out 28th March 2025, and it started high, and now it's been just kind of stagnant, but no one even likes Journey Together. It's still a $262 box. Like, it's crazy. You get the cool Reshiram. I think this is a sleeper box because it was the first one in a very long time to include that box topper card. I like that they're doing it with Mega now too, so I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Destined Rivals, this is the one everyone's talking about. Oh no, crash. Look, it came down from 500 down to 400. Oh no. What? This box is still $391, and it came out in May this year. It's less than 6 months old. This is wild stuff. I guess it's getting to be 6 months, is it? I don't even know. June, July, August, September. Not even 6 months. It's been like 4.5. So crazy. It's up 53%. Then we have Black Bolt and White Flare. These are down a little bit, but $84 for the Black Bolt Elite Trainer box, $79 or $80 for the White Flare Elite Trainer box. These are almost like forgotten specialty sets already. And I don't actually think they're forgotten, but people are talking about Destined Rivals. People are talking about Prismatic Evolutions. People are talking about Mega Evolution. So what? People are kind of forgetting about White Flare and Black Bolt, and they're pretty cool sets with all those illustration rares and the black-white rarities like the Victini, the Reshiram, and the Zekrom. They're very cool cards. Mega Evolution, somehow my quality control did not not compute here. So this is supposed to be Mega Evolution, and this is the graph for the enhanced booster box. So this is the one where it started at 300. Now it's down to 277, which is still extremely high for a box that came out less than a month ago. But there's wave 2 coming out. I could see this coming down a little bit, but man, people are hungry to open Mega Evolution. I don't think this box is going to come down a crazy amount either. So here's kind of my final thoughts on the matter. Things are unprecedented growth in Sword and Shield. Scarlet and Violet early sets are unprecedented growth because they're not even out of rotation yet. And new stuff is just through the roof still. There's no crash happening. There's maybe a little bit of market correction, but just as lots of people have already talked about in the Pokemon investing space, as the price just even comes down slightly, there's a whole group of people who are wanting it on sale, and then they buy it up, and then the markets, and the price just stays where it is. Like, there's no crash coming. No crash coming. In other news, I think booster boxes are still the play. And booster boxes, Pokemon has proven that they're not reprinting them lately. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. But it sure doesn't feel like more Destined Rivals booster boxes are coming. It sure doesn't feel like more Mega Evolution booster boxes are coming after Wave 2. They can't even keep up with what they're currently doing. They're having a struggle to get these collection boxes out. They're having a struggle to get Mega Evolution out. They're having a struggle to get Phantasmal Flames out. What else is new? There's more and more and more Pokemon coming, and I think booster boxes are just crushing right now. Why would you not just buy them as the set releases and then take a step back, set it in the closet, forget about it for a couple of years? You don't need to gain 100% overnight. You just, like, 100% over the last year. Some of these boxes got 300% over the last year. That's ridiculously good. And if you would just not even look at the graphs and not pay attention to these types of videos, I mean, you're just going to love life when the next time you look at it a year from now. Think about, is there any box that I went through, starting at Chilling Reign all the way to Mega Evolution? Is there any box that you would regret buying right now if we did this video on 20th of October, 2026? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think October 20th, 2026, all of these prices are going to be even more, especially the Sword and Shield ones, especially the early Scarlet and Violet ones. But, man, I think Pokemon continues to be a good investment. That's it. That's all. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel, bell notifications on, hit the like button, leave a comment. If you like me doing these market update videos, I can get back to them because they are kind of fun looking at all the numbers. I will see you again very soon. Check out the Office Dogs podcast Tuesdays and the Poke Office live stream on Thursdays. And if you're local to where I live, the pop-up shop starts this week. Hope to see you all very soon. Peace!